Hi, and welcome to BritAsia TV. I'm your host, Gurj London, and this is #Trending. Today, I'm joined by Rameet Rauli, who plays Anya in the hit Nickelodeon TV show Ride. Hi, Rameet.
Hi, Gurj.
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, like I said, you're an actress, and you're in a hit Nickelodeon TV show called Ride.
Yep.
Was acting something you always wanted to get into?
Yeah, I mean, I was always creative and sort of prance around and dancing around when I was younger. So I definitely, everyone was like, oh, she's definitely going to do something in the arts or something. But I went to university and then I sort of auditioned for drama school after uni, and and then I just haven't sort of looked back. So.
Okay. Does that include acting up? Like, do you sort of take it? Do you use it to your advantage? Sort of like, do you use it to your advantage and be like, oh, I'm not feeling well today, or
my family would agree with you, but I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
If I was an actress, I would push it to the absolute limit, as furthest as I could take it, I would do it.
No. Well, in some situations when I want something, it comes in my favour.
So, as obviously a star of a popular children's programme, a TV show, how do you find? Do you find it hard to break away from like a typecast?
Not really. I think I've just started, so with Ride, it's my first TV show.
Okay.
So it is hard. Like, there are this sort of stereotypical, you think you're going to get those Asian characters and everything, but to be honest, touch wood, it's been quite good for me. So it's there, but I haven't experienced it myself. So.
Yeah. Of course. And have you sort of come across any type of, racism or anything to do with sort of your culture or where you're from within the sort of entertainment industry to date?
No, again, I've been quite fortunate. So either I'm caught unwrapped too much or something, but it does exist. It definitely is there. There's not a lot of us sort of in the industry.
You're definitely waving the flag for us, so it's amazing.
No, I mean, I would like to see more British Asian actors on screen. Not saying that we're not there, not saying that they're not working, the likes of Riz Ahmed and, there's so many, Dev Patel, Frida Pinto, they're doing it, we just need to sort of carry on.
Don't you think it's sort of, I don't know, I feel like it's most recently these people have sort of all of a sudden, come into mainstream media, like you said, the Riz Ahmeds and the Dev Patels, and they're sort of huge stars now in their own right, whereas I guess 10 years ago that wouldn't have been the case for Indian or Asian people, don't you think, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, we're there, there's always been great Indian actors. It's just been sort of the platform or getting into it has been quite difficult, but there are much more opportunities, and I think the industry is definitely in the right direction, and with more BAME actors coming to the forefront. I don't like that. I don't like that word.
What does that mean, Rameet? Do you want to tell us what that means?
Black and Asian. I should know this.
Let's just call it BAME, because I don't know.
So basically, Asian and black.
A black and minority, I think,
terrible.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you just put me on the spot there. But yeah, so definitely they're getting there. We're definitely getting out there and trying, but we can just sort of carry on trying.
Yeah, exactly, and keep going. So, you're a huge inspiration to young girls, I'm sure, all over the world who watch this programme. No, you are. You shouldn't, I'm sure you are. Sort of as growing up as a kid for yourself, I mean, what did you watch the channel? What did you watch?
I still watch it. I still watch Rugrats and everything. But yeah, no,
what would you say, what programmes did you grow up watching, and how was it for you growing up? And do you think it's changed? And
I mean, Nick was definitely such a huge channel, part of my growing up. I watched everything, sort of Keenan Kel, Sister. I still watch Victorious.
I loved Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah.
The boy used to come up in her room on the ladder, right? Yeah. How was that acceptable back then? I don't understand.
But it was all really innocent. There was no funny business.
That would never happen in my household.
I know, right? I actually wanted a friend like that. I was like, why don't I have a friend like that just come? Yeah.
Hollywood is so different compared to the UK, right? We'd never have a ladder going up into our room. It just wouldn't be acceptable, would it?
Yeah, unless they're fixing something.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, do you find, I just want to talk a little bit about your father. I know we won't talk too much about it, but do you find having a famous father, so for those of you who don't know, your father is is a musician. and is in a very successful, you know, group. Do you find having a famous father has either been beneficial or detrimental to your career?
It's definitely a double-edged sword. Like, it's been really positive because there's someone in your household who knows exactly what you're going through, and they, you know, the industry is so hard anyways, and there's always good days and there's bad days, and they, you know, on those days he's there for guidance and advice, and I'm so fortunate to be like living with a legend who inspires me every morning, you know, singing in the shower or whatever, and you know, he's there, and but the flip side is that there's always this sort of this pressure and this expectation that, you know, I've got to be good, like I've got to get an ounce of his sort of success, or, you know, even if I do get an ounce of his success, I'll consider myself very, very lucky.
Do you think people judge you in the sense that you do have a famous father and then you're on this program? Do you think does that ever happen for you?
Well, on this job with Nick, obviously that wasn't an issue because it's a different industry.
Of course.
So you know, they didn't sort of I didn't feel that pressure. So I was like, you know what, I'm away from that. If I was sort
and
of
you're sort of going in on your own, and
it was really nice because I was kind of just doing it, you know. But with Dad, you know, there's always that level of, you know, would it be something that he's proud of? You know, I'm continuously trying to make him proud of me. So there's always that little pressure, or, you know, or do something good enough, or, you know, there is that pressure. But he doesn't agree. He's like, no, you know, you've got to make mistakes. You've got to learn from your mistakes, and you know that, and you've got to learn from them and grow. So it doesn't come from him. I think it's more myself that puts it.
Of course. So you talked about your father. I mean, what's the relationship like between you? Because obviously it sounds like you're very, very close, and I noticed, you know, that in research you had like a lovely, you know, I think it was a throwback, or you sort of shouted him out on your social media, and with a little bit of a throwback picture of when you was young. What's your sort of relationship with your father?
Like when I'm like a koala bear. He's amazing. He's my hero. Like, you know, every dad is, you know, a young girl's hero, and he's so inspiring. We're really close. He's more like a teenager, so I'm usually the one going, when are you coming in? You know, he's out more than me, but he's really good. Like he's always there for like advice and guidance, and he's really cool.
And so your show is based obviously so you're filming in Canada, is that right, in Northern Ireland? And how was it being away for so long from home? Because you sound like you're very close to your family and your father. How was that? Did you sort of cry every night on Skype, or was it sort of just like, I'm by myself now, I'm ready to go out?
It happened so fast that we couldn't even, I had no time to like process it. I think I found out on the Thursday and I was flying out on the Saturday. So I had to like wrap my life up and, you know, head to Toronto, which was just such an experience in itself. And it's really funny because my character in the show, she's kind of a fish out of water as well. So she's never been to school before. She's never because she's a princess, so she's always been homeschooled. And so she's come to this new school, this people, like she just doesn't know how to do normal things. And I'm not saying I'm a princess in that sense. I can cook, I can
That's what I'm saying. With acting, the acting would come into it for me. I'd be like, right, okay.
I can pretend I know what I'm doing. But so it was really funny because in the show she was trying to sort of like Anya, there's her trying to cope with school, education, friends, everything like that. And then in real life, I was trying to
actually going through it.
Like I had my own apartment, so I was kind of like living by myself, and I've never done that before. And I'm used to a massive house where people are like running around, shouting, and you know, and it was like, oh, I'm by myself. Like, what do I do, kind of thing. So it was definitely an experience. Like the first day I got there, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to like make it. You know, I know what I'm doing, and I
Miss Independent.
Exactly. So you know, I got up in the morning the next morning, and I was like, okay, great. You know, what do I need to do? And I was like, I need to exchange some money. So I'm like walking in Toronto, you know, downtown at like 10 in the morning, and I'm trying to look for like a bank to change the money. And I went on for blocks and blocks, and this lady kind of stopped me. She was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to find a bank. And she was like, oh love, it's Sunday, nothing's open till 11. And I was literally like, oh my gosh. So I went back to my hotel, my apartment, and it was awful.
So
and then I couldn't like open a pasta sauce jar, so I like had to eat plain pasta one night, and I felt so sorry.
Oh God, you always do that. Women do that, don't they? We're strong and independent. As soon as it comes to something technical, it's like,
I was literally sitting there, and I just could not open it. And I was like, I'm not going to go downstairs and ask anyone to do it, because forget it. I'd rather go and stay hungry.
I'd rather eat hungry.
Princess Anya Patel, and I can do this.
How was it?
How was it?
Oh, I'm a failure! I am making plans and getting organised and getting on top of things. We did it. Correct. That was fun. I used to play with our cook's daughter when I was small, until I noticed that we only did what I said. So the next time we played pretend, I asked her what to do. Should we be ballerinas or fairies? She told me that she'd always been told to let me choose.
I know, it's terrible when people are nice to you.
But that's not being nice. It's being not real. It's fun to play what your friends want to play.
Brilliant. So, Rameet, you went to the Arts Education School in London, and the head teacher, as you know, most recently retired, Jane Harrison. What was she about when you were in school?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch base on that, and like, what was your sort of experience going to a drama school, and do you have any fond memories and sort of any cringe memories, or what was it like?
Loads of cringe memories. Drama school was amazing. It was the most toughest time of my life. I've never gone through something like that, because it really conditions you and trains you as a performer, whether it be singing, acting, dancing, whatever. And it was really important for me to learn my craft. Like, I wanted to just learn sort of the ABC of it. So I was like, I'm definitely, and it's still going. Like, I still go acting classes every Mondays. That's my thing.
Brilliant.
And you know, that will never stop, because you know it's a journey, and we're continuously learning. But drama school was great. I cried loads. It's the only time I've been sick. But
I think that explains my life. To be honest,
but it was good, because it kind of, like, it just conditioned you and got you ready for you know, the world, and loads of support as well.
Brilliant. How do you sort of, obviously going to drama school, so from a young age you're sort of conditioned in a certain way, but how easy or hard is it for you to sort of turn something off, like becoming, you know, for example, when you're going into a character, so, you know, if you've had a bad day or you're going through something which is personal to you in your personal life, how hard or easy is it to just be like, right, today we've got a film at 10 and I've got to get into character? You know, because I can imagine that's very tough, because I'm one of these people, like, if something's not right, like I just cannot, you know, like cover it. You'll sort of see in my face straight away, oh God, she's, you know, annoyed or upset. How was that for you? Is that a tough thing for you to do, or?
So do you mean like getting ready for a character?
Yeah, exactly, or like if you've had, like I said, you've had a bad day, and or, you know, you're going through something personal in your personal life, and you've still got to film and you've still got to carry on.
Definitely. No, when I was shooting for Ride, unfortunately I actually lost my grandma back in London.
Okay.
So it was really tough, because at that time you just want to be home, and I was really close to her, so it was just like the best thing happens in your life, and like the worst thing pretty much, you know, happens. But there was no way I could get back in time. So you have those days, but as they say, the show must go on. Like, you have to carry on no matter how hard it is. You know, you've got a commitment, you're a professional, you've got to get there, and you've got to, no matter how you're feeling. So, you know, there were times where I'd go to my trailer and like cry my eyes out, because you're grieving and you're doing everything, but then you just have to, you've got to just switch it off, and you've just got to sort of look at the task ahead and carry on.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So Rameet, this is the second part of our show called Hot Off the Press, and literally we're just going to be looking at what's trending, hashtag trending at the moment in the media and news this week. So we're going to just pick a few topics and literally just talk through them, and then we're sort of going to give it our own take on it and give it a hashtag that we've approved. So it's been approved by Rameet and Gurj. Yeah, that's right. And you know, if it's not approved by us, then it doesn't count. So what have you got? What's your first sort of story?
Right. So my first one is from. It's from Isanai, and it's a story called Bollywood Still Male Dominated. Now, I got an issue with that. Yeah,
me too.
I got an issue with that.
What do you think? What are they saying, that they're sort of male dominated? Is it pay, or is it the fact that there's not many you know, female actresses?
Should have read it properly? No.
Probably both, right?
Probably both. I think, I mean, I think it's definitely changing, because there's people like you know what bugs me when I watch like a Bollywood film, and it literally is, the female is just the item dancer, you know, like the items, you know, she looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, and they're great, but you know, I just want to see them act a little bit more, like, you know, a nice storyline, because they can do it. I mean, we have some fantastic Bollywood actresses, and saying that it is changing because, you know, there's people like Vidya Balan, and she's making her mark in the industry, and, you know, she's doing really female dominated parts, which is amazing, like Kahani, and, you know, and they're really interesting. So it is changing, but I would just like to see more. You know?
I think, I mean, my take on it would be the fact that I totally agree with you. I think it's obviously a cultural thing more than it is just about movies. It's trying to change, you know, thousands and hundreds of years of way of thinking. But the one thing I'm happy about, and I think is amazing, is obviously you've got people like yourself. You are inspirational, and you are an Indian actress. And, you know, people like yourself pushing this forward and saying, you know, if the message is coming from you guys that, listen, there needs to be more female actresses in, you know, Bollywood or Asian, you know, in the sort of BAME, the BAME category, then, you know, that is amazing. And that's a step in the right direction. You know, I feel like this is something that's not going to happen tomorrow. But no, you're right. You see, watch an Indian movie and the woman's always playing the same role, but it is changing. So I 100% agree with you. No, so yeah, I mean, what should we give this hashtag then, do you think? What should we hashtag it?
Hashtag...
Hashtag...
female domination.
Yeah, hashtag girl power.
Girl power, hashtag girl power.
Hashtag girl power, okay, hashtag brilliant. I've got one which is probably get the same hashtag, but I want to talk about ladies and the fact that they have so much pressure in the industry and media to look a certain way, resulting in people like myself and yourself, people who, you know, are feeling the pressure to look like these people or look a certain way. Now, I disagree with this, because we are all different shapes and sizes. We all come in different shapes and sizes, and, you know, everybody is beautiful, you know, no matter what they look like or what they don't have. And for me, it's more about being a good person, because I've met some beautiful people who are absolutely awful, and you know, and it sort of makes you think, well, actually, it really doesn't matter about what you look like. You know, you have to have a good soul. And I think this doesn't help. You know, looking at women having a baby today and, you know, being exactly. It's just not realistic. I mean, what's your sort of take on it?
Well, you know, growing up, obviously, you know, you watch these images, they almost want you to conform to this standard of beauty, you know, looking a certain way, and there is pressure on young girls. I think so much now with things like Instagram, and, you know, you're constantly looking at images where these beautiful, ridiculously beautiful people,
unreal,
and it's like, how
aren't
do you
they?
look like that?
You need to see me when I wake up. Oh gosh,
yeah, I've got breakouts and everything.
I don't even have eyebrows probably half the time.
So, you know, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, your imperfections are your uniqueness, and you know, we're all different, and you know, it's our difference that makes us stand out, and you know, own it. And it's all about if you feel good as well. And I'm really a true believer in working out, feeling good, because when you feel good, you look good.
100%.
And yeah, you know, we need to stop seeing these images.
Exactly. I think we should hashtag it, eat a friggin' sandwich.
Eat a friggin', yes.
What do you think?
Eat a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat a sandwich.
Okay, brilliant. Another story that I wanted to talk about was, well, it's not really a story, but seeing as though it's sort of the summer and you know, festival season, what are your sort of travel plans? So, you know, where have you holidayed, or where's, you know, where would you love to, your ultimate travel destination?
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I was just reading in the Star today, they've hit on Barcelona, because it seems to be the place to be this year.
So, have you been?
I haven't, no.
It's so amazing. So I went last year.
Okay.
End of last year, had a little break, and it was amazing. It's such a beautiful city. And I think it's one of my favourite cities outside of London, actually. And Birmingham.
There you go, you're getting yourself into hot water already.
But no, it's so amazing, and it's just full of culture, but it's got both sides, because it's got a beach and it's got the city as well, and it's beautiful, and so much art and culture there that I can be there.
I feel like everybody's in Barcelona this summer. I don't know if it's just every time I look, I'm like, oh my god, that person's in Barcelona, that person's in Barcelona.
Hashtag Barca.
Yeah, hashtag Barca Blues. I need to get out there, so hopefully next time we speak or meet, I would have been telling you the same thing. Yeah, there you go, brilliant. Take our show overseas.
Yes, abroad.
So thank you so much for joining us today, Rameet. Have you had a good time?
I've had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Oh no, the pleasure's been ours. Hopefully we're going to see you soon. What's sort of coming up for you, you know, in the future? What can we look out for?
Oh great, so Ride actually has the books coming out. So Ride has a series of books.
Brilliant.
Which come out, I think, at the end of the year, so watch out for And I'm starting a new project. Yeah, which
Exciting.
is really exciting. Next, I actually start shooting on Monday for that.
Gosh.
So I'm really looking forward to that. Can't talk too much about
Of course,
it, but
you
I'll
have
definitely.
you have to come back and talk to us about it,
yes,
though.
100%.
And you know, for people who are watching or maybe not sure, you know, if the first time they're viewing you or your fans, are you available on all of the social media outlets for them to follow and contact you?
Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of it.
Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.